Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. My name is Terry Morgan and we're here to practice Xingyi. This morning I'm going to cover part of Xingyiquan. I've covered in this review, I covered Pichuan quite a bit. Talked a little bit about Santibu, the 3 points step, 3-point standing. And today we're going to focus on Xingyiquan, drill. In the 5 elements, Xingyiquan is water. So, P, metal, Zhan, water. As we pay attention to this idea of what the element is, we also want to pay attention to what's the nature of that element. Why do we want a connection? Why does it matter? Well, part of the folklore, it's part of how we approach each of the fists in the form, the same as the 12 animals inform what we're doing in those sets. The 5 elements help to inform what we're doing in these. Alright, that foundation that I talked about, right here, right foot back, left foot front, there it is, right? Finding that spot. Knowing where it is, knowing what you're going for, right? Understanding what you need to do to hold that position. What do I need to stay here? What do I need to do to stay here? And then applying that to what we're doing in the movement. All right. I talked about this before. I am moving. I said yesterday, I think, things are changing. I have all sorts of things that are happening right now, this month, this week, and that are going to result in all sorts of changes. Some of them are changes that I'd really rather not, but hey, that's what you got. And some are positive changes that I'm very much looking forward to. As I go through the process over the next several months, there may be some interruptions, and I will talk about that. I really want to continue teaching this class, expand it a bit, and open up some in-person classes. I haven't done in-person in quite a while. I'd be interested in doing that in the right circumstance. I'm not sure where I am right now is the right circumstance, but that's the change that's happened. That's part of the change that I'm looking at. I am looking at moving. So I got some more stuff that I have brought in here. Let me move this out of the way. I need the whole floor for this. I may also, I may also have part of this series in my other room so that I've got that more space to work in. There will also be the sets that I talked about where I will put on the fancy silk pajamas and do several sets so that there is something besides practice that you would be able to look at and say, oh, that's what it might look like in exhibition or in tournament and competition. What we do in practice is practice. It's learning, it's developing, it's creating for ourselves what we want next. I want this. Alright, this is what I'm going to practice today, and that's what's going to get me there. As I go through that, what's the result? What do I end up with? What's that whole thing look like? I promised that a couple of times. There's some recordings that I have made that I have not published. And it's one of the things that I need to do is get those published, right? And I need to get some of what I've already got cleaned up a bit. That's part of this series. Alright, I've talked way too much today, but it was needful things, right? As we get started, I've talked about a warm-up that I did, that I learned from Professor Liu. I'm going to do that this morning. Not too hard. Okay, so bend the knees, flex the knees a little bit, flex the feet. Bounce just a little bit, right? Open the arms, open the shoulders. Arms up, elbows go back. I'm going to turn around because I'm going to just keep going. Follow along. Feet about shoulder width apart. Could be just a little bit wider. Ready? Arms up and go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and down and left hand up. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the side and go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and down and go up. 1, 2, down, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And straight. Right leg front, left leg back. Little bounce. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn. Other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, come on up. There is another set that I'm not going to do right now. What we are going to do is a leg circle. And I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to turn around and we're going to do a couple of them. Now 1 and 2. This one goes to the outside, and then we bring it back to the inside. Stand straight. Set your position and shift onto the left. Bring the right up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put it down. On the right, bring up the left and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it down. Inward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shift and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put it down, sink, and come on back up. Pretty much everything should be open and working by now, right? The set here to come down, this goes all the way down, okay? I am not doing this morning. We're going to do it. I'm going to work on that. There is a part of the extension that I still have an injury that I need to pay attention to. And there's also part of it that is important, but not essential for the art. And what do I mean by that? The more we can move, the greater the extension we have, the greater strength we have, the more we can do, right? The more physical ability we have, the more physical movement we can do. As we move through the forms, and it's relevant to what we're going to do right now, as we move through the forms, that flexibility gives us a dynamic that we don't have otherwise. It's got to be there. That part of what we do in the movement is important. As we limit, I'm not going all the way down, I'm going to go part of the way down. As we limit what we do, we also need to pay attention to the idea that, yeah, this is a limitation. This is what I can do today. As we pay attention to that and look at the internal workmanship, the inner practice, we can begin to pay attention to that dynamic, that's part of the movement, but not as visible when we don't have the full extent of the movement. In John Tron. Tron. I'm here. Xingyi bull, right? Start. Pull in. Drill. Pull in. Drill. Step up. Down. This goes all the way down and comes up on the other side. All right? That's, I told you I wasn't going all the way down. As we do this, all right, now, as we do this with a limitation, right? So, I'm here, step up, come around to the other side. As I turn, I'm still paying attention to the twist that is part of the move. But I'm not fully using my hips, not fully using my legs, because I'm not on the ground. That recognition, again, I talk about this a lot in practice, that recognition that I could be, I should be. As I step up here, this leg has to go back far enough that, can I do this? Nope, not happening. Not happening. It's not happening. All right, down to come up on this side. All right, with the idea that here is wrong. My foot, if I put my foot here, bring it back to the arch of my foot, I'm never going to get down. I'm never going to get all the way down. I won't be able to turn, right? I'm in the wrong place. I have to step here. Big difference in where my foot, right? If I step here, when I come in, right? I'm here. Here's my heel. Now I can, right? I can set my hip. I'm not going all the way down, right? But I can set my hip. I can turn in the hip. And that turn happens here. Turn in the hip. Turn this over. And it's all the way down now. And be able to come up and step through. That strength, all the way down, do that circle, is something that we can develop. It's not impossible. You may see someone who is, I'm going back to way back, someone who's in their 20s, someone who's in their 30s can do this very well. There's some kids classes that I watched many years ago. No problem. That is part of what we pay attention to. That is it possible? What are we doing? What's the nature of the movement? What's possible to do? What should we pay attention to? Right? And I'm going to say this in a little bit different way. If I were paying attention to, finish that sentence. If I were paying attention to what I might do in order to defend myself, and I was going to use this particular movement, it's here. I'm not going to try to go, I'm not going down, I'm coming in, right? As I come through, that forward motion, because I'm now going this way, and the idea that right here, that direction, the dynamic, and using the whole body, that whole body thing, right, is part of what we want to develop. The extension to go all the way down, yeah, all right. But it won't make, how's this? The extension by itself won't make your Xingyi any better. The extension plus the dynamic, plus the strength, plus the skill to move through will make your Xingyi better. So it's not just can I do this, it's how am I going to do it. Not just the physical, okay, well, what do I have to do to get there, right? It's part dynamic, part physics, science, physics, right? Part physiology, your own physical body, and part what we're attempting to do or trying to do in the movement itself. So, multi-part, right? Side people, right foot back, left foot front. And I'm just going to go back and forth a little bit. I'm not real hard, not real fast, just trying. Step up, come around, step through. I only get one step. Pay attention to where the feet are and how you are turning, where you carry the weight through the turn. Relax. If the hip is not stable, I'm looking over, I'm leaning a little bit more than I should. I am. That's better. Yeah. Okay, all right. This side. That side's better. Alright, good. My leg turns more easily on the right side than it does on the left side. My balance placement is a little bit better. I'm still leaning too much when I come through. Alright? Less leaning here to come around. So, not so much here. I'm thinking, I want to go lower. I want to, right? No. Here. That recognition, right? Yep. Wait, there's something that I'm doing that I need to pay attention to. And as I step through here, this twist actually works much better if I don't lean. I have all sorts of things that we need to pay attention to as part of what we're doing. This idea that we pay attention to what we should do, we pay attention to what we are doing, and we look at how to improve it in practice, right? If I'm practicing, but not quite, it's not quite right. Do something a little better. That's good practice. If I'm practicing with the idea that I'm perfect in every way, I'm never going to learn anything. I'm not. I really won't. And you can't. Right? Recognizing what's good. Yeah, that was all right. I did that. I was okay. And what's not, right? That is how you develop. That's the learning process. It's not a self-critique, never going to get better kind of a thing. It's always, well, I did that pretty well, but this over here would be better. I could, even though I did it well, I could still do that better. Right? That I'm trying to think out how to say this in 自己想自己最高. You self, you think yourself is, you think that you're the best. Okay? You're the best. Recognizing that, yeah, I'm pretty good at a few things, and that humbleness to say, well, you know, there's stuff I don't know, and I'm not perfect in every way. I'm really good at a few things, though. That recognition is something that I want anybody that's learning from me to take away and pay attention to. It's not that you are constantly saying, I'm not good. Well, thank you very much, but I'm just learning. I just kind of practiced a little bit. You know, I'm going to stop with I just practiced a little bit. I'm going to say thank you very much. That part of understanding what you have. What do I have right now? What can I do today? What that came from. How did you develop that skill? What did you pay attention to as you were learning this? And what could you do to make it better? Right? Tron, pull in, fist, and fist. What could I do to make that better? On here, pull in, what could I do to make it better? What about my stepping method? Right? What about my stepping method? Did it need work? No, it's correct. So all of them were correct. Hand method? All correct. Internal work. Yeah, there was some there. Well, some physical work as well. It's all correct. What can I do to make it better? It's all correct. You know there's got to be an answer to that, right? What can I do to make it better? So I'm going to do this again. It's correct, right? What can I do to make that better? It's correct. It's fine. No problem. Everything's good alignment. Add it a little bit. Right? It's not the same. Same. But there's more going on in the move. There's more of a connection that I have with the movement. There's more force. There's more energy. My breath is more well connected. My breath is better connected. And the intent behind the move is pretty clear. Not a lot of of guesswork in Xingyi. There's not. There's really not. That could be better. I'm going to talk about that in a second. All right. Second one is correct. First one, not so good. What was wrong with it? Too much force. That awkward force that we want to avoid. It's too tense. It's too much. It's not well balanced. It's not well placed, and it doesn't use the whole body. It pays attention to arms and legs, sort of, hands and feet, sort of. It's not paying attention to the whole body. It's, right? And that isn't the kind of force that we want. We don't. We want the internal force that comes through the physical body, not the physical body only. So, I gotta watch my step here. That's all right. That's all right. That set and release, not going back, going forward, is part of what we want with Xingyi. The turn has a snap to it as you come out. Release. Better on that side. Ramp. And that, I'm wrapping up here. That recognition is also something that I want to encourage anybody that's paying attention to what we're doing should have. Almost everything that we do, almost everything, we're going to be better on one side than the other. It's just the way it is. There's some things I do better with my left side. There's some things I do better with my right side. This, grab, pull down, several variations in that move. I tend to use my left because this is what I tend to use if I'm right-handed. I tend to use my right hand. Recognizing that, when I practice, I have to pay more attention to my left hand over here. Is it well connected? Am I in the correct position? Yes, yes. As I do that, I'm not going to develop my left hand to the point that I favor it. I'm always going to favor my right hand. That's me. Somebody else might favor their left hand, and they're always going to favor their left hand. That's them. That's okay. Recognizing that is the point. That we do that. That some things work better for us in one direction or another. Gives us another advantage to pay attention to. If I know that I'm favoring my right side, there are things that I want to practice with my left side to develop it. If I'm in a position that I might need to use something that I've developed. Do I need to use this? I'm probably going to favor my right hand for that particular set. This is going to pull down and that's going to go in. That, I come on the other side too. Practice. Which one am I going to favor? Which one can I do? You want to be able to do both. Recognizing that, and I know I'm beating up on this a lot, but recognizing that point, that you have things that you favor, makes a lot of difference in your practice, especially if you're practicing on your own. If you don't recognize it, you end up reinforcing things that may be just fine to reinforce, but you might be neglecting something that you need to pay attention to. Understand me, because I don't want to. I don't like practicing that. I don't want to do that. Well, you need to. It's like leaving out half the alphabet when if you're English alphabet, you got 26 letters. No, I only got 22 in my alphabet. There are Roman alphabets that have 22 letters, but I only have 18 letters in my alphabet, but there's 26 letters. I only want to practice is 18 over here. Okay, there's still 26. If you don't recognize that, your study's not complete. You say, I recognize there's 26 letters and I'm going to work these 18 right now. Okay. Don't forget about these ones over here, right? The same holds true for what we do in practice, right? If I'm here and I'm paying attention to Santi Bull, my hand starts drifting over here. Well, felt like it. I'm going to put my hand over here now. I think my hand should be over my knee. Right? No. Sure. It should feel different. That body alignment should let you know that this is much more correct. If you know what to pay attention to. Other part of the alphabet. As we practice more and more, we begin to develop certain habits. We develop certain ways of moving that are comfortable for us. Being conscious of that, working to develop ways of moving that are correct and comfortable is the better way to think about how we develop our movements and how we develop what we're doing. This turn is much easier to do if you're upright, and the idea that I might use it for something is still present. Developing it as an art, I want to increase my range of movement. I want to increase my ability. I want to improve my timing. A couple places where through that, my timing is just a tad off. You don't see it, I feel it. And I'm saying something about it because as you practice, you want to pay attention to how it feels. If you don't, how else are you going to, how are you going to know? All right, what do I feel, right? am timing the position of my body in space as I move, the combination of the force that I'm using with that movement. If I'm in this circle, start the movement here and come around. So on my circle, I'm at 7 o'clock, 7:30-ish over here, 8 o'clock over here. I come all the way around. As I turn, if I exert force at this point, I'm late. Right here. I need to be here. And again here. And complete it here. That drop around is as I turn, where am I in space? Right? Never going to get there with my foot in this position. It has to be back over here. Here. Along the leg. And up. And yeah, if you're limber enough, the shoulder does go down to go all the way along the leg. I'm going to try and get back to where I can do that. It's going to be a while. Not today, put it that way. Today we covered Xingyiquan drill. Talked a lot about this idea of opening the hip, of using the movement, and how we can use the movement so that this is clear, complete, and has that inner twist. Drill. Xingyiquan is water. You need to be fluid, right? And that sense of whole body connection needs to be there. I will continue when I'm going to do Xingyiquan again next week. We're going to pay a little bit more attention to what I'm doing internally. So, right here. What I just did, I'm going to pay more attention to that, and that should wrap up what we're doing with Xingyiquan. We have Bongchuan, Paochuan, Hongchuan. Bongchuan, Paochuan, Hongchuan. That we still need to review, so we've got a couple more weeks to review for that, and then we're going to look at the 12 animals linking form, 5 elements linking form, 5 elements linking form, and then the 12 animals linking form. I appreciate everyone who's been following me. Thank you. Welcome to 2024. It's gonna be a ride. Thanks again.